Strapped up with the beer vest. I got my boy Cody. He's not even in fucking line of footage. Okay. Yes, we're wearing shades. Yes, it's dark. Okay, we're living our fucking life.
Stun of shades. Stun of shades.
Stun of man.
I feel like Lady Gaga.
I feel like Stun for Vegas. By the way, let's go ahead and get our first cold crack. I just realized we weren't recording, so that won't even be in.
No, we're gonna
clip this bitch. Watch. That's gonna be our first clip. Because me and Cody today.
Let
me tell you. We went shopping. Found this nice piece.
Nice.
This is nice.
That's high quality shit right
And just
there.
so you know, I'm not wearing pants either.
It's high quality shit.
High quality. High quality.
This is pre-recording. You guys are seeing the nitty gritty. You're seeing Steven Steady. And that rhymed.
You know what? We're going to get to it.
Alright. You ready to record?
Baby, I've been ready.
Alright.
Ready?
Here we go.
And the thought of you watching me gets me so wet.
As always, welcome back to the shittiest podcast this side of the East. To this side of the Mississippi. We're back on Saturday with a beautiful pod for everybody to hear. I'm going to take this Zen out of my mouth. I'm going to put it over here at my disposal, folks. My name's Cody Johnson. My name's Cody from the 90s. We got Twisted Teas. I got my good buddy Steven in the building. How you feeling today? Or tonight?
I'm feeling great. We did a little pre-recording before this. I showed off the new vest I got today.
Why don't you show it off to everybody?
I'm going to do it again just in case it don't make
it looks fantastic. Look at that shit. Look at this shit.
I could fit 6 beers in here. Okay.
He's got them locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded. They're kind of heavy. It feels great, though. Cold.
I mean, cold right there. Cold right on. Right
he needs
around
a beer.
The abdomen.
He's going to grab over. He's going to reach for my penis. But I'm going to have to redirect him. I'm going to say, Cody, beer, not dick.
Yeah. So if you see me reach over in this podcast around his phallus or his midsection, I'm just grabbing a cold beverage. That's all they need to know. And quite frankly, we had a fantastic day. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings.
We did. Oh, but before that, we went to the flea market.
Went to the flea market, found a couple nice items.
It was I ended up getting a don't make fun of me in the comments. I got a Dallas Cowboys playing card set.
Everybody's going to make fun of you in the comments because the Cowboys suck.
Got my grandma a Minnie Mouse little push pin. Cody's got his on his hat. What he bought today.
Shout out to Steven. 2 for 7. Proud of this guy. Cowboys fan, buying a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Hey, we have to make sacrifices for the people we love, okay?
Hey,
it's not my fault if he wants to be that way.
We're still proud of him. And we're in the midst, we're bringing you this podcast right now as we're on the brink of World War III. This could possibly be our last podcast. We could be drafted at any moment.
I'm going to be recording in that motherfucker. I don't give a damn.
We're going to do the pod live we're going to be flying over on some Toby Keith shit. We're going to be flying right over. They're going to drag us out.
American girls.
And American guys, they'll always stand up and salute. They'll always recognize. But tonight, sometime, we have a beautiful story for you guys. It's not really beautiful. It's actually pretty fucked up.
It's fucking absolutely horrific. It's absolutely terrible. With that being said, if you've listened to our podcast, you know us well. But this is a different kind of topic. We're still going to crack jokes.
Oh, yeah. He stole a glass from a Buffalo Wild Wings like a homeless maniac.
You didn't even tell him about Marshall's. We went to
Marshalls.
That's where I caught this sick-ass vest at.
That's where he got that beautiful... I mean,
$9.99, guys. I couldn't let it sit there.
I want to step up and say that is one of the most beautiful pieces of art I've ever seen. And it looks fantastic on you.
I'm never using it for grilling. I'm just wearing it over here with my tits out.
I would wear it, keep them loaded up.
Should I keep...
What if we put 40s in it? Like you got 40...
Oh, shit. We're fucking over here.
I'd be over there falling out. You just put fucking liquor bottles and all of it.
How'd he kill his family?
He's got goddamn vodka. He's got a whole goddamn bar right there on his apron.
One of our fans, Xbox Boy, he's over there
Oh,
playing
yeah.
Xbox.
And I was going to say, we wanted everybody to know that we were really trying to go live on Instagram, and we wanted to be, on there for y'all to see it live, but apparently there's something going on with Instagram.
It wouldn't
It's
take
fucked.
us.
And I'm going to be filing a complaint. I'm going to go Karen on those
100%. We are going Karen on them. I'm thinking about emailing them a picture of my tits out in this apron. They're going to let us go live.
I'm going to send a fax to the headquarters of Instagram and let them know, you're trying to take away our shine.
Literally.
And I think
that's not
that's
okay.
No, it's not okay. It's never okay to
People want to hear cocked out
cucked out conversations.
People want to hear clocked out conversations live. They want this uncut information. And they want to know what goes on behind the scenes. They want to know why my hands are always down here doing this.
They want to know why your hands are down, your hands are up, your hands are sideways. They want to know it all. But Instagram, they want to block us.
And one more thing before we...
No, they want to block everybody.
And one more thing before we dive into this topic. Cody is not 2 foot taller than me. Our chairs are a little off here.
He just pretend like he's sitting on the beach like somebody's grandmother and she gets shorter and shorter. It's really just because he's sitting in a camping chair. No, we're not at URI. But he feels like he is in a camping chair right now, and I have this jacked up. I like to call this the Darth Vader. Mind if I show you right quick? And everybody else watch this shit. Somebody's FaceTiming me right now. That's my beautiful mother. We're going to go ahead and decline.
Answer that shit.
We'll get back to her here in a second. We got a cast going, folks.
Anyway, I don't know if I said it yet, but my name is Stephen Woods. Stephen Michelle Renee Woods. And this is the Code Stu.
And
we're, as Toby Keith said, American gals, American guys.
They'll always stand up and salute.
They'll always recognize. And we are not here for a good time. No.
We're not here for a long time.
Boys, we've had too many tweets, okay? We're not here for a long time. We're here for a fucking good...
I purchased
Wait in the background.
Wait, I got one last little thing to drop in here. I purchased a scorpion. If y'all get us to 20,000 followers within the next 2 days, he is going to stick his phallus in there with the scorpion.
My bare fucking penis. I don't care. I'm not even going to blur it for y'all.
No.
I'm going to use a penis pump so y'all think it's bigger than it is, but I'm not fucking blurring
He's dropping it right into the thing, and he's going to get bit by it. And he's proud.
And you know what? YouTube, you can try to take me down if you want, but you can't cancel it.
I think they're trying to censor us and ban us, and you know what? We don't give a fuck. He's playing advertisements. Apparently, he's trying to get us sued.
I'm going to...
Hey, there you go. Let them hear it.
You know what? We're going to do the podcast and let this fucking song roll, baby.
Let it roll. You got to let it drop and roll.
Because we aren't here for,
Mm-mm. We're not here for a long time. We are definitely here for a good time.
I forgot I had Apple Music. I was playing it on fucking
This is
YouTube
like some real state fair. Like, I feel like...
Dude, I feel great right now.
I feel like I'm enjoying a fucking greasy corn dog when I listen to this. And that's a privilege.
Can we hit it?
We're not going... You got to double dick it. And if you don't have a Zen, if you don't have...
I actually need a fresh one.
If
you mind if I grab one of them?
If you don't have a Zen, if you don't have a beer, have no fear. Crack it open right now.
For you.
Crack it open right now. He's got the fucking Alcoholics Anonymous apron on and we're ready to go. Here.
Woo! This shit makes me feel like hitting a line dance.
This shit makes me want to hit the line dance with my boots on kicking cow shit at the
This
fair.
is going to be the easiest hour episode we recorded. We got 20 minutes worth of research and fucking 40 of us talking, baby.
But at the end of the day, people love the research. They're here for the story, but they're really here for the vibe.
Our trademark, what is it? Laughter and cum.
Laughter and cum.
Everybody
and I think we established that last time.
100%.
laughter, and cum. This will probably be ripped down by YouTube for copyright reasons, but
100%.
but at the end of the day, fuck it. We'll put it on OnlyFans. I mean, Patreon, OnlyFans. I'll put that son of a bitch on LimeWire. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. This is our goddamn cast. They can kiss my ass.
Woo!
We love our fans. We don't care about, all the shit, like all the, what do they call it? The politics of the recordings.
That's shit. Fuck that.
We don't care about it.
We just dive in, balls deep, head first, and we hope for the best.
That's all you can do in life.
Of course, I mean...
Balls deep, head first, that's my motto.
Exactly.
Quite frank. If you're wondering, last thing, swear to God, last thing.
From him, not me.
We are wearing some Lady Gaga vibe sunglasses. We're on the edge of glory, and I'm hanging on a moment. That's what we're doing. We're hanging on to it. It's slipping away, but we're hanging on.
Don't get away from it.
Don't go away,
Don't
Daddy.
get away from it.
We're still here.
So, today's episode is about the Lawson family murders. So, honestly, a pretty fucking tragic thing. It's gonna be, in some parts of this, it's gonna be hard to crack a joke, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we're not being disrespectful to anybody's
No.
family, but this guy, I do believe in my heart, he was a piece of shit.
They were definitely there for a good time, but not for a long time.
Oh. I'm not laughing at that.
It's not funny. It's not
not-
funny. I'm just saying it was fucked up. Yeah, I definitely agree. The whole story is pretty fucked up.
And like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, we're who we are. We're gonna laugh. We're
Yeah.
gonna joke. But
It's no offense to
Yeah,
the families,
if-
or it's just like, trying to make light out of something very sad and
Yeah.
very tragic,
And-
which it really is.
exactly. And Cody's mom and Jamie were actually just talking about his new bug.
Yeah, the scorpion. In fact, it's still up on my screen.
That's why I said it. So, anyway, in 1911, Charles Lawson married Fanny Mannering.
Love that name.
Dude, I love it. If I ever have a daughter, her name's Fanny.
What's that little girl's name?
That's
Oh,
Fanny.
That's a beautiful child you got. Oh, her name's Fanny. We named her after an ass. That's what, dude. That's like a Great Depression ass. Damn, look at the Fanny on that bitch.
And they actually ended up having 8 fucking kids together. 8 kids. Could you imagine pushing out 8 kids? But one of them, his name was William, and he died in 1920. So he died pretty young. He was a kid.
Yeah, he didn't live to be
No.
very,
Which, I mean, looking back, it's not for anybody.
But he would have probably perished anyway.
Yeah.
Which is tragic.
Yeah.
By 1918, they settled in Germantown, North Carolina. And
Oh.
actually, Germantown, I do have not like a really personal story to it, but Jamie is actually from not far from there. Because it's up almost.
Who's
in
this
the
Jamie feller you're talking about?
Hey, my stepdad. Let's celebrate him right quick.
Good man.
Good fella. But his family is from a place not far from there. And I remember we used to go there around Christmas and Easter and all that. And it's up like basically almost in Virginia. Like as far as I remember, it's not far.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, it's like a really small town. It's like super quiet. Like there's really nothing going on up there, at least from what I remember.
Yeah.
But they worked as tenant tobacco farmers.
So poor, and I can say it, poor white trash.
Yeah.
I get called white trash constantly,
Yeah.
and I live up to it.
Yeah. They were definitely not wealthy.
When people call me white trash, I just try to make it worse.
I've been called white trash more times than I can count on my 6 fingers.
They call me white trash. You want a damn Bush Light?
You want a Bush Light? These things suck. Oh, let's chug 6 of them.
Anyway, in 1927, the Lawsons bought their own farm on Brook Cave Road. Big move, especially in that era.
To buy your
When
own
you
farm.
have, and you don't have, a lot of money to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like came from money and bought a farm or nothing.
No, they came.
They came from being poor and then bought a farm and probably put themselves in more debt. You know?
Oh yeah, because to them it was probably like an investment. Like we're gonna buy this farm. You know, it's like hood dreams. Like we're gonna buy this farm and we're gonna make something out of it. Which it takes a while to do that. Like
You think he was really growing tobacco? He was growing peyote.
He's growing mid. He's selling mid to everybody. What's that back there? Oh, that's not tobacco. That's the special stuff.
This is my new strand. I call it loaded.
They're smoking mid out of. They're smoking mid out of a Sundrop can. But anyway, leading up to the big event, before Christmas, and we'll get into that, because a lot of this story takes place, I believe, on Christmas.
Yes.
Which is crazy. Day. Christmas Day. Days before Christmas in 1929, Charlie took the whole family into town to buy new clothes and take a family portrait. Which, back then,
was a big
deal because they would give...
That's a lot of fucking money. Especially for a poor person. You know what I mean?
They would give you hand-me-downs. Like that apron right there, when your titties grew out of it, they give it to your little brother.
They would have gave this shit...
You couldn't just go to Marshall's and buy your very own, beer apron.
Because back in, you spend fucking $10. You're spending $200. You know what I mean? Literally.
And they're poor. Crazy. Like, they're not poor, but they're definitely not fucking wealthy.
So, yeah, like we said, it was a little off. But so Charlie was called a well-to-do farmer by the press. But that shopping trip was still like raising eyebrows. Like, why the fuck would you do that? Like,
why is he balling out?
It's like, did he know? You know what I'm trying to say? Did he know
what he was getting ready to do?
It's like he premeditated. No, you're fine. It's like he premeditated to do this, and so he was like, "Fuck it, I don't have to pay these bills anymore.
Why not spend the rest I'm gonna do some wicked shit.
Why not spend the last $5 in my bank account type shit?
Why don't I spend the last $5 on a Marshall shopping
Exactly.
spree?
That's exactly what he needed.
So. Then comes Christmas Day of 1929. That's when Charles Lawson brutally murdered his wife and 6 of his 7 children. So he took almost out. He took them all almost out.
Yes. And this is how it happened. This is, the order, how it
chronological order of how he took them out.
So he ambushed Carrie, who is his daughter. She was 12 years old, and Maybelle, who was also another one of his daughters, who was 7 years old, by the tobacco barn. He shot them, then plunged to ensure death.
He made sure they were dead.
Yeah.
So he fucked them up.
That shit is nuts.
He went back into the house and killed our dear, beloved character of this story, our main character, Miss Fat Fanny. No, Miss Fanny. She 37, which isn't really that old, but back then.
Back then, that was pretty old. People fucking died at that's old for back then.
Yeah.
Most people died at like 30.
And he killed her on the porch. So she's sitting out there sipping a Busch Light. It's Christmas morning, and he walks up and he kills her. He's a piece of shit.
100%. And then Marie was 17. She screamed, and then Charlie shot her next.
Fucking wicked, dude. James, who was 4, and Raymond, he was 2, tried to hide. So I guess they heard the disturbance and everything that was going on, and they tried to get away, which is crazy that this is their dad.
Yeah, this is
so
the one person you meet in your life that's supposed to love and protect you forever.
Yeah, and you're supposed to be able to trust. He found them, and he killed them too. And
then he bludgeoned Mary Lou, which was his 4-year-old, or my bad, not 4, his 4-month-old baby. Like, this is like, dude, that's a fucking... I remember when my kids were 4.
It's a defenseless baby. Like, he can't do anything.
There's literally nothing that kid did except cry. I don't know how you bring yourself to... Like, you hear your daughter cry. I mean, I don't know.
He said, fuck it. Rack it up.
That shit is fucking insane to me.
He was smoking K2 or something to act like this. Afterwards, this motherfucker walked out into the woods like a fucking pussy, and he shot himself. He said, well, fuck it. I've done killed almost my whole family. I mean, goddamn, I'm goddamn, he's thinking the care package is going to drop down. I don't know what he's thinking. He's on, what do you call it on Call of Duty?
The care packages, I know what
But no, when you get a bunch, it's called
a kill streak.
Yeah, he's on a fucking kill streak.
He's waiting for his UV to pop up.
He's
So
waiting.
he can find his fucking surviving son, fucking piece of shit.
And he goes out there and he shoots himself, like I said, in the head, which is a cowardly thing to do.
Actually,
why didn't he just do that to begin
he
with?
didn't shoot
He
himself
should
in the head. He shot himself through his fucking heart. He took a stick with him and like put it on the. I don't know why they thought it was valid information to put that he brought a stick, but I think he hit the trigger with it and he shot himself straight through his heart. He didn't even blow his brains out.
So he found him a nice stick, kind of like your grandmother would do when you were a kid. when
Hickory switch to beat your fucking ass with.
I don't know, dude. Hickory stick always, it felt really great, fucking you up.
And then, but he did have one surviving son. His name was Arthur. He was 19 years old. And he had been sent on errands. But errands to him, he was actually out rabbit hunting. And he left to go back to Germanton, my bad, to get more ammo because he ran out of ammo. Rabbits, and he went back. And then he fucking,
He dodged all of it. And thank God he did,
actually,
because I love his children's show.
Arthur, he actually went in the woods because he heard part of it and like sat there. And they say he fucking paced until the cops showed up, until he heard the last gunshot.
Oh, he probably went fucking insane. His
and
whole
another
family
thing,
just got killed.
Another thing that we missed in research that I read is he actually went through and put pillows under everybody's heads after he killed. I don't know why. Maybe just so they're comfortable in their last.
Well, they ain't feeling it then. He's done fucking got them.
His daughters,
He's codded them.
The two daughters he killed in the barn, he didn't have pillows. He put rocks under their head, but he still wanted them to like look like they were in like a
fucking rock.
Position. Yeah,
Can you
like
imagine laying on a rock? I want you to feel a little more comfortable. Here's a fucking rock.
That shit is insane.
But there's a lot of theories on the motive of why he, did what he did. And that's all to be left to, but some of the theories are that he had a head injury months later. So people think he was a waterhead.
Yeah.
Like he got fucked up and he's walking around with this fucking brain injury. And that's what
fucking waterhead.
he's walking around with this brain injury. He don't know what the fuck's going on.
But when John Hopkins did his autopsy, he found no abnormalities in his brain.
So even though he got, brain injury, and some people would think that it altered his mental state, because that can do that. Oh, you can fucking hit your head and become a different person.
No, they say frontal lobe damage makes you become a psychopath. And I a lot of serial killers, like you look into, like big serial killers, a lot of them actually, they were either closeted gay, and I don't know why that made them want to kill people, but realistically, they were either closeted gay or they had frontal lobe damage.
Yeah. So basically, somebody split his fucking cantaloupe, or he did it to his own, and then he kind of went crazy.
Yeah, that's one of the theories.
And there's other rumors too. Like in 1990, stories came out that Marie was pregnant and Charlie was the father, which is, his 17-year-old daughter. Mm-hmm. And that's some incest shit. And this story does not take place in West Virginia, and I just want to clarify that. It takes place, like we said, in North Carolina.
In Germanton, North Carolina. But allegedly they say that Fanny, his wife, had confided in relatives that she feared something incestuous was happening. Which, I mean, it happens. I mean, I'm not gonna say like, God dang, it is so quiet doing this today. I'm sorry, me and Cody never. It's never just me and Cody here. It's always like we always.
There's
have,
always
like,
a crowd.
Somebody here with us while we do this, and today it's just like dead quiet.
You can hear crickets. That bird.
I'm like, what the fuck?
That bird that's always threatening everybody and their mama ain't even floating around.
Like it is so fucking quiet in here.
It's so quiet you could hear I love this saying. It's so quiet you can hear a piss ant push a cotton ball. And that's literally how quiet it is in here. It's like so quiet.
It's so quiet you could hear a sun drop.
It's so quiet you can hear a fucking sun drop. Marie reportedly told a friend that her father had gotten her pregnant and both parents knew. So maybe Fanny knew what was going on.
So which theory is your favorite, though? I think,
out of these,
realistically, for this and him to be this dramatic, I believe that he was doing things to his daughter.
I look at it like this: if the doctor said that he didn't have a waterhead,
waterhead's such a crazy theory.
He maybe he was, because back then, man, people didn't do the same shit they do now. Go ahead and get a cold crack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God! He's going to pour it in the glass. Look at that glass. $50,000 glass. Right off the B-Dub's showroom.
That shit's a scam. This is 12 ounces of beer. This glass is a fucking scam.
So, inside of a fucking beer that you're getting from there, you're really only getting a beer.
Maybe 14 ounces.
And a little top off.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all you're getting.
Little top.
It is JFK and the top's off. That's it.
You can't say that.
I just did. Look at that shit. It's glistening. Look at that. Take a peek at it. Show your friends. Tell everybody, when you buy one of them big beers, you're really paying for one.
So, but after the murders, Charlie's brother opened the murder house to tourists, which is, I get you want to make money off of it, but like this is your nieces and nephews got fucking brutally murdered out here.
Y'all want to come see where
you
want to come see where my family got their fucking head blown off at?
Being able to be in that house kind of, I don't know his brother, but it tells me enough about his character
that he don't give a fuck. He's a piece of shit.
I wouldn't want to meet him.
He's the type of motherfucker that would lend you an iPod and claim you stole it.
That's my fucking iPod Nano, piece of shit.
I didn't lend that iPod to nobody. It's got my whole damn catalog on it.
I've turned a Twisted Tea into a draft beer.
Is it tasty?
Get you a sip for the camera. Show them how we do it around this bitch. Get that mustache white boy.
That sure is delicious. Remember that little boy on Talladega Nights? This meal sure is delicious. Remember when the dad gets thrown out and he says, Applebee's has got rats. I found a rat in my Cobb salad. That's the half and half. It kind of, I think it's supposed to taste like an Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Okay.
If
it's
you
not like my
have you ever got
an
an Arizona Arnold Palmer, like in the can? The guy Arnold Palmer's picture, he literally looks like George Bush on it.
Really?
I think he does. It literally looks like it's George Bush's sweet tea. I mean, well, it's not sweet tea. It's half and half, but whatever you want to call it. I mean,
tea with lemon.
But the cake that Marie baked that morning was left on display. And people picked at the raisins. So they're going through, they're looking, oh, this is where, Fanny got shot.
Let me get a piece.
This is where, I'm gonna take one of these raisins home, I'm gonna save it.
He actually, he ended up putting that in a cage. Like, not a cage, but like a case so people couldn't fuck with it. Like a locked glass case. He left it on display, but he locked it so people wouldn't pick at it.
He probably tried a bite of it.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I wonder what kind of cake it was where it had raisins on it.
A murder ballad was made about the tragedy in 1930, later covered by the Stanley Brothers.
I'm not very familiar with them.
No.
Stanley
Steamer, your certified cleaners.
They rolled through
It's
and
the only
Stanley
Stanley
steamed the
brothers
floor.
I fucking know.
I was gonna say, because that's so random as fuck. That it is weird though that he like let people come inside.
Yeah.
Like,
Mandy Lynn lets people come inside.
whoa, dude!
One people come inside.
This
but-
is
Dude, we're in
crazy.
a spaceship.
Shout out to Dewey. Wear a drawstring backpack and fuck somebody tonight.
We love all of our OnlyFans fans.
Oh yeah.
You know?
If it wasn't for our
Yep.
OnlyFans reputation,
Oh, dude, we wouldn't be anything.
you
Wouldn't
think
be
we
nothing
have
in
low
this world.
followers now? But we are just getting started. Imagine if we didn't have an OnlyFans.
Dude, we'd be SOL.
I
Yeah.
got 10 fans just off of my Moby Huge video.
Dude, that Moby Huge video was something. He lubed it up with
Yeah.
dip spit.
Yeah.
He didn't use no cable line, no astro.
No, I use
He had
nothing.
chewing backer. Own that son of a bitch.
Yeah. I had to do what I had to do for the followers.
And he-
I
while he
wasn't
was-
proud of it.
While he was trying to sit on it, he had a mouthful of
Mhm.
sunflower seeds, and he just sat there. And,
Yeah. I should have used raisins.
I was catching them in my mouth while he spit them.
But the family is buried together in a private cemetery. The tombstone features a junior order of a United American Mechanics symbol, not the Freemasons. So don't get it confused. It's not the Freemasons. I don't know what the fuck the junior order. I guess it's a bunch of 10-year-old mechanics. Because I don't know what else it would be.
But Arthur Lawson, the sole survivor, died in a car crash in 1945 at age 35.
So he had a rough life, just in general.
Literally.
Imagine your whole family gets swept and then you die in a car crash.
I fucking...
And I'm sure he dealt with problems throughout his life,
Oh, yeah.
like thinking about that. Like he's the only one. And yes, he grew up and made a famous kid show, Arthur,
Arthur. of
that
course.
we all love. I mean, our favorite aardvark. We love it. But then he gets in a car and dies.
And you know what? I actually have two questions for you.
Mm.
Could you beat Charles Lawson's ass?
With a gun or without it.
Without. He don't have a gun. Neither
I
have
could beat his ass and shit on his front porch.
Let's
and
look
break-
up a picture of Charles.
Yeah,
Lawson.
let me see what he looks like. Well, that ain't him.
Hold on.
That
I
dude
actually
looks like Jim
I had
Carrey.
a picture of the Lawson. This is the picture when he bought all
How
their nice
creepy.
clothes. That's him. And that's
And the
family.
creepiest part is in that picture.
But like seeing these
show
people,
it to them. And the
it
creepiest.
brings life to it because you can
Yeah.
see like his 2-month-old daughter, his other daughters, and what the fuck is that?
That looks like
my
somebody.
my phone's giving out on me, boy.
It's just crazy to think that the whole time that he was taking those pictures, he was plotting in the back of his head, like, I'm gonna kill him.
He's like looking away from the camera. Like he's the only person looking.
He
off
looks
to the left.
He looks fucking insane. Look at his face, dude.
I think I could beat the living fuck out of him. Though. He's a little skinny, but he's built like us.
I think anybody, any of our followers, could whip his ass.
Oh, 100%.
If he
There's
didn't
nothing
have a
going on.
gun, he would get his ass beat.
100%. What about the sole survivor? He actually was.
I
He
wouldn't.
wasn't built, but he was tall. I wouldn't fuck with him.
I wouldn't fuck with him or beat his ass because he was named after the famous kid show, as I've said.
Yeah, Arthur.
Arthur, and it's always a wonderful time
Yeah.
today. So there's no way that I would beat his ass. I would salute him.
I would. I'd actually give him a hug because I'd feel so
He's-
fucking bad
he's
for
been-
that guy.
Because you
I
know,
would
people
fucking
in
give
the
him a hug.
town, like, probably was always, when they seen him, like, oh, Arthur, like, I know
Yeah,
your family. So
100%.
people were always probably bringing
And it's
it
something
up.
that I mean, that's something you can never forget. I mean, there's like murder-suicides all the time where like somebody's dad just goes off the rails and kills your mom and then kills himself.
And that's in the town, like, probably what people knew about him.
Yeah.
So
that's literally it.
he probably couldn't even pump gas without
No.
somebody saying,
Without being harassed.
I heard, yeah. I mean, they were probably always bothering him.
100%.
He probably never could just fucking get away from it. Which, not to say that he wanted to get away from it, but in the sense of, like, he probably not got tired of hearing about it, not in that way, but imagine, like, something like that happening to you, and then you have to hear about it all the time.
This is... His real name's James, but James Arthur Lawson, nicknamed Buck, sole survivor, passed away in 1945 in a car crash. He, I was looking, I knew he had kids, but I don't want to get it wrong, obviously. But he ended up getting married and having children. I really don't know how many children.
So he had children of his own.
I think he had 4 kids.
He was probably a good. If he
wrong.
did have kids, he was probably a good dad. Because imagine, like I said, all the shit he went through to lead him up to before he was an adult.
Dude, I mean, that is extremely traumatic. Like, there's...
Oh, yeah. It's, like, fucked up.
Like, you have to think, like, your 4-month-old sister. Like, you're her older brother. And, like, she just...
And you never really got to know her because she didn't... I mean, a 4-month-old really hasn't developed a personality yet. It's like they're just basically a fetus.
Oh, 100%.
And he had to live with that for the rest of his life. Which, like, all jokes aside, like, I really do. I feel bad for the guy. And I'm sure that, you know, he probably could never shake it. He could probably never shake what happened. Because I don't know how you would.
Here's actually the newspaper clip from when he died. It actually mentions he was the sole survivor of the massacre.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Like, that's
And-
like if you're known for...
But I would hate to be known for that. You
That's
know
what
I mean?
he was known for. Like, that's what I mean. Like, imagine being known for your dad going apeshit and killing your whole family.
Yeah. And he had James Arthur Lawson, U.S. Army, Vietnam.
There's no way.
Oh no,
Fallen
this is a
known
different
if he died
James.
in
My fault. This is a
45.
different James Arthur.
Because 45 is like...
The cross is my anchor.
That's World War II.
This is his tombstone.
and that's like the very end.
This
of
is his
World War II.
tombstone. It says the cross is my anchor.
Yeah.
But I really can't. I know for a fact I read. Oh, here we go. Oh no, that's James. I don't know his kids. I can't find anything. But I know he got married, and I think he had 4 kids. I don't want to.
So he tried to move on and live a life.
Yeah. And
Though
then-
it probably wasn't very...
Yeah.
Not to say he wasn't successful, like, as far as, like,
Yeah.
he wasn't a good parent, but, like, he never probably moved on from all that. He's
Yeah.
permanently stuck.
Oh yeah.
on
No.
that
If
day.
anything like that happens to you,
Wherever
any
he's at
tragedy
right
that
now,
harsh-
God rest him. I mean, he'll probably never come to grips with what happened. And I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if you even can. But this case has been, you know, it has some pop culture relevancy to it because obviously it's a really wild story. You know,
Oh, yeah.
this waterhead dad kills his whole family on Christmas Day, which is wild. Like on Christmas Day. So imagine it's on Christmas and you're fucking opening up your brand new Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
And your dad just walks in and says, "Duck! Pow!" and like shoots.
Yeah.
It's insane. You know what I mean? But this case was featured on the podcast Criminal, which I've never seen it.
Yeah. No.
Like, but I mean, it's big enough to the point that it's been covered and people have, you know, it's relevant in the sense of still to this day. And that was a long time ago. In the fucking 20s. And it's still relevant to this
It was
point.
literally 1929. It was almost 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Literally
And
4
we're
years
talking
ago.
about it right now.
And we're talking about it in 2025. Like, it's an extremely relevant case, especially around us, because shit happens around us, but nothing of this nature. I mean, this is a mass murder. This was a lot of deaths. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I seen something where the house where all this happened at, I'm pretty sure that, didn't they tear down the house?
I think eventually they did, yes.
I'm sure that there were local kids going over there to it, like, oh, well, you know, even back then, let me go over there and fucking, you know, shotgun a fucking
Twisted
Tea. Like, it's like, I don't know.
But the embalming location was shown in 28 Days Haunted, which is on Netflix, or at least was. I'm pretty sure it still is.
I would have to check that out.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, like, even though we talked about it before...
Oh, no, the house is still up.
Is it?
Yeah, I thought about to read it.
I thought that they tore it down.
I thought they did, too.
I could have swore they tore it down. But, apparently, I mean, if you say it's still up, it is what it is. I mean, I would have thought they'd tore something like that down. The house is still talked about and occasionally investigated by paranormal groups. So they go out there with their gadgets and all their shit, and they investigate it.
Yeah, no, it's just no longer a tourist attraction. It has
which it shouldn't be.
No,
I mean,
that's a gravesite. I mean, realistically, it's not a gravesite, but that's like going into. That's like, I don't know, because it's not relatable because people go in there.
I would say, like, let them rest. Like, they've been through so much shit.
Yeah.
Like, so many people have, walked and it was a tourist attraction, which is still, like I said, so weird.
But this case does remain one of North Carolina's biggest tragedies. And there was actually a song wrote about this case, and at the time it got like 8,000 views, which is insane for back then, because most songs were doing, your top song was doing 2,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 2,500 maybe. And this one got 8,000. It was like Billboard, I mean, it's not top 100 now, but it was number one on charts for, I think, like
while.
3 months. Like, it was crazy.
And it's crazy, the part that's so fucked up about it is think about all the people that profited from these people's nightmare.
His brother's a fucking douchebag.
Well, you're talking about the dad's brother.
Yes, he's a fucking douchebag. Like, why the fuck would you make a tourist attraction on your own family's? Like, this is your own family's murder. Like, this isn't like fucking you live in North Carolina and fucking 10 people got killed in a house.
And you're
in
not
California.
connected to it.
I mean, this is your fucking blood kin. Like, this is your nieces, your nephews. Your brother even shot himself out there, and you're gonna fucking go in his house and even conserving the cake. Like, why? Just let
It's
it rest.
molded, and there's raisins, and people like you said, there's people picking the raisins off of it.
I've never been one that. I don't find it disrespectful. I find what he did disrespectful.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like if you're going in there respectfully, it's like going to the Holocaust Museum. If you go in there and you're quiet and you're genuinely just looking around because you're curious about what happened, I don't find that disrespectful. But like, when motherfuckers start going in there and fucking, like you said, shotgun and Twisted Tea,
Treating the motherfucker like it's
like what happened to the Stonewall Jackson School. Like, when you're fucking spray painting "Suck My Dick" and swastikas all over the place. Like, that's not the place to do that. Do that in your own fucking house.
Yeah, destroy your own fucking house.
Yeah, I mean,
let those people live. Not
people
live, but
here.
live in death. Like, let them fucking, like, be at peace.
Like, there was... most of the people that died there were under the age of 18. I mean, it's just... I don't know. I don't think it's anything to...
And then on top of it, it's like his brother and shit, like, made it a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
And he's not thinking, like, that his niece was maybe raped by...
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean?
And, I mean, his youngest... Well, I don't know if it was his youngest relative, but his youngest niece from that brother was... I mean, literally, like, she didn't even get shot. He beat her to death. And this is a 4-month-old baby. I mean, you could hold this kid in one arm.
It's
She's
like
no
he
longer
didn't...
than this.
Like,
I mean,
he treated the baby almost like in a weird way. Like, almost military-like. Like, he didn't want to waste a bullet.
Yeah.
So
Which
he
is
just...
terrible. It's god-awful. And, I mean, obviously, I don't even know anybody really from... I keep wanting to say Germantown, but Germanton, North Carolina. I mean, Jamie, apparently, but I didn't...
Well, he's not
before
from
this,
there,
but he was close by.
Yeah, he didn't live far from there.
I just think that this is a fucking terrible story. Not a terrible story to talk about, but, like...
A story
it's terrible to think about. Because when you think about, like, your daughter or, you know, my sons or whatever, it's like, I don't understand how somebody could do that. And, you know, there was actually somebody... Fuck, we might get shot for saying this, but there was a girl that was on our, I'm not going to say the name, but it was our local mugshot posting thing.
Yeah.
And it said that her child got a hold of a gun and shot himself through his hand. And she upped her gun on him and was going to, she just got tired of being a mom that day. Went to shoot him, and he put his hands up like this and moved his head out the way. And that's the only thing that saved that kid's life. And before she ever called the cops, she ran to the neighbors, and the neighbors ended up calling the cops. And that was like 2 months ago.
And it's like,
And I just don't understand.
why would you have a kid?
Yeah.
I mean, at some point you have to.
And I mean, I don't find. Dude, I had my first kid at 17. I've never put being young as an excuse not to be a father.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, fuck, I had both. I had my second kid at 20. I had them both young. I mean, it was never an excuse to me to be a piece of shit and fucking beat my kids or fucking just not have anything to do with
Because
them.
your kids, like anybody's kids, even us when we were kids, we weren't asked to be born. Like, nobody said, like, put us here. Like, we just ended up here. And at that point, like, I feel like when you have the responsibility of being a parent, you should nurture that
100%.
kid. And
It's your one job. When your kid is born in this world, they know two people the moment they come out. It's you, if you're the woman, and your fucking husband or your boyfriend or whoever the dad is, if they stuck around. But they'll know your voice from, even when they're in the stomach.
yeah.
And it's, meeting them people, and, your kid gets to be a year old. You're the person that's supposed to love them and protect them.
Yeah. And teach them right from wrong.
And then this guy fucking beats a 4-month-old to death. It's just...
But that kind of brings that back to the point of, though, either one of those theories, if he was, had that injury and became fucked up in the head, maybe he wasn't thinking straight.
Yeah.
But I think, and again, I don't know. So I'm just going off what it said. Mm-hmm. So this is all alleged stuff. It's not like I know. But if he did, maybe he did all this because he got his daughter pregnant and didn't want to face the consequence. But the weird thing is, didn't it say that they know, that they might have known that maybe the Fanny was like, hey, you're a fucking creep. You're a fucking weirdo.
Maybe people started confronting him about it. Because, it says that she confided in a family member. Maybe that family member
pressed him.
Started, like, why the fuck? Like, is this true? Is this true? And then he was like, well, I'm not going to jail over it. Or whatever.
So the only thing to do is just
was.
hack them all off. Which is maybe why he did what he did. And in the end, it's crazy because he probably did this shit to wipe the story.
100%.
And then it came out even bigger because of what he did. It was like he was under a microscope after that point, like, because they want to know, like, why did this motherfucker, like, lose his mind?
And people I genuinely will never respect as a fucking pedophile.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand if you were fucking 19 and you were just crazy and you committed a felony. Like, you just... For some random reason, you woke up on a Thursday and you were like, let's go fucking rob this gas station. I can kind of... I would never do it personally, but I could understand, you were young and dumb, but I won't ever understand why somebody wants to... Especially their own kid. I mean, that shit's just...
Yeah.
It's just...
insane. Foul. But also, too, it's like... It would actually be a little bit more understandable if he was, like, say he got that injury and went crazy. That would look a little tiny bit better on him than what he ended up doing because with everything that came out, it's like, dude, you're fucking insane. Like, you are really insane.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day, if he was waterbrained, he genuinely... and I'm not gonna say he had an excuse. I don't know what it's like to have frontal lobe damage of your brain.
But it would, if you had to.
But you could understand it a little more. I would rather him be fucking
crazy,
fucked up.
Because then it's like, oh well, he can't think straight. It's not like he was a monster, and in real life, I'm sure if but it's like at least if he would have done it only because he was waterbrained, maybe it's like, okay, he was out of his mind, but, you know, it's still awful, but he didn't fully understand what he was doing. But I think, I don't know, reading the story and learning about the story and, you know, watching, not podcasts, but like watching documentaries about it in the past, there's just something that is fishy about all of it. Like, to make me think that maybe it was because of something else.
Yeah, and it very well could have been. I don't know. It's a touchy subject for a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really would hope, and I don't mean hope, but the only thing with the frontal lobe damage, there's no signs of brain damage in his autopsy.
Which you would think.
But then again, the brother could have just made this shit up about him being a chomo and fucking. He could have just. Him and his wife could have just had a bad argument. He blew up. He said, "Fuck these people."
But that's a big blow up.
I mean,
because
the craziest thing is it happens a lot. Not fucking 8 kids, and not really around here, but people do that. And I don't know why you'd ever do it. I don't know why you just wouldn't be like, hey, you know, this isn't working out for me. Why don't you just fucking go or whatever?
But maybe you're right. Maybe he just didn't have the wherewithal.
Or maybe he just didn't have the heart to, oh shit.
Dude, this fucking camera is always getting too hot.
Fuck it, you know what we're gonna do?
What are we gonna do?
Put this bitch in the freezer.
I think that now...
but no shit, it lasted 50 minutes this time.
Well, because...
Last time it only lasted, you know, I'm putting it in the freezer for like 5 or 10 minutes.
And I was gonna say, like, I mean, we have a lot of wonderful sponsors on this podcast. You know, we got...
Weenie Hut Jr.
We got... What's the new sponsor? We got the aprons.
Vina Sausage.
And we got the aprons.
Oh, yeah, Blacksmith Aprons.
Yeah.
Blacksmith Aprons.
They're a proud sponsor.
I forgot. I was trying to show off here's the fucking
They're a proud sponsor. Here. But before we come back to completely wrap this up, our sponsor, Hardee's, is phenomenal.
Oh, you're the best. And I want you to know...
Home of the peach milkshake, which is always...
That just gets my tits wet.
When you're out, you're hot, you're dehydrated, don't drink water. Have a peach milkshake.
When you've had 16 fucking Busch Lights,
yeah,
get you a peach milkshake so it'll help you throw that shit up.
And the key to it is when you get them peachy chunks, stir it in there.
Oh, yeah.
Stir it
100%.
in there, stir it in there and get it going. Let it hit your gut. And it's one of those things that if you eat one... like a peach milkshake from Hardee's when it's hot outside, it's going to put you in fight or flight mode, but with your stomach, it's more like shit or throw up. You're going to do one or the other. And that's just the way it goes. Like, when you're eating a peach milkshake, it's enjoyable. Like.
And also... we did just receive our email about the person who said that they like to break their Zens open and snort them.
Mm-hmm.
And if that was
Been
you
there
and
a
you're
time
listening,
or two. Yeah.
You're a hard ass. You're a badass. And we would love to interview you on this podcast.
You know who I would love to interview? We have a wonderful... obviously, we have a TikTok going, and you can follow us at Clocked Out Combos.
100%. We would love to interview you, Bree Olson, okay? If you're listening to this, get on the fucking pod.
We would love to interview Bree Olson, Riley Reed. I would really... you know, it'd be fantastic. But we had a beautiful... and when I say beautiful, I mean just a delight of a person the other day. Miss Deborah Sexton, Deborah Sexton, 935. This beautiful person left this anonymous comment on our TikTok and said, "All you have is each other. How sweet." And I didn't know whether to take that as a diss or like, were they being for real? So I appropriately commented back, "Writing trends with the heart around me emoji. Like, because I think that they were trying to be a smartass, and I went to their page, and they have nothing but a bunch of fake bot-ass shit. And if you're a bot, go ahead and get the fuck out. No bots. We don't want no bots in our fucking location. We don't want AI. This is not fucking Star Wars. You can take your droids the other way.
And also, we received 2 emails, okay? The first one is from a lady named Rebecca. It says, "Hi, Stephen and Cody. I came here for true crime. I stayed for the sexual confusion, beer-fueled wisdom, and chaotic cousin energy." By the way, we're not cousins. I mean, we're
wiener cousins.
We're wiener cousins, but we're not cousins. We're
kissing.
brothers.
We're kissing cousins or butt brothers.
Butt brothers is a great one.
That's the way that people ask me all the time. Y'all both look like trailer trash. What are y'all? We're butt brothers.
And then, but she continues by saying, "Do y'all have merch yet? Because I need a shirt that says balls born, man made, and clocked out. Never stop unless it's for snacks or beer. Love, Rebecca."
No, we ain't got that, but the laughter and cum crop tops are rolling off the shit. I can smell the fucking shit, like the rubber burning on them that they're plastering it on right now.
Look at this. In parentheses, she put, "Probably on a government watch list now." And then
Is she a Fed?
And then on our other interview, or not fucking interview. Sorry, boys, I'm a little fucking drunk. On our other email, this guy's name is Devin. Cody, do you want to read this, or should I read it?
Is it the one right here?
It's this one right here.
Oh, this is wonderful. I made the mistake of listening to your shitty podcast sober. I now understand why you're fucking stupid and why you issue warnings by the end of your episode. I was questioning my sexuality, my career choices, and why the hell I ever played Candyland as a kid. Also, my wife, he sounds like a cuck, wife walked in during the laughter and cum part, and now she won't look me in the eyes. 10 out of 10, did not know this shitty podcast would ruin my marriage. Sincerely, Devin. And then he also wanted us to tell everybody that he's not legally allowed near board games anymore. Well, Mr. Devin, I want to let you know. I'm glad we confused you. I'm glad we have you all twisted up. You don't know what to think. You don't know up from down. You don't know what's going on. And that's what the whole purpose of all this is to confuse you.
That is the meaning behind clocked out conversations, is to make you laugh, make you come, confuse you. You know, whatever you need.
That's what we're trying to accomplish.
If you need a beer, if you need a Zen,
yeah.
If you want a fucking Marlboro Black 100, fucking...
It's tasty.
Come sit behind us and fucking do the podcast.
We'll fly people in. I bet you 1,000 of you motherfuckers is going to look up in this story if that gentleman was really Arthur the Aardvark. Well, you know what? Maybe it is. You don't know. Find it out. I mean, we're just here to give you... This is what we call, we're just here to give you a little bit of the story and then confuse you. But not completely confuse you.
Just sexually.
Just sexually. And that's
mentally?
The best. Yeah. Yeah, mentally. Emotionally.
Physically.
And we go balls deep. I'm talking balls deep in every podcast.
Out the freezer.
He's going to get this camera out of the freezer like it's fucking Breyer's ice cream and see if it works. It apparently, like I said, guys, it keeps overheating. We don't really know why. That's why you don't buy secondhand shit.
Literally, secondhand shit.
You buy secondhand shit, the next thing you know, that goddamn thing blows up. You know what I mean? Is it still too hot?
No, sir.
So we're back on. The fucker's beeping like R2-D2 every time we got it in here.
I got the titty vest.
I'm about to buy a fucking like the fucking things that dads had on Christmas in 1991.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you get for Christmas, Bobby?
Since the camera's rolling.
Cold crack. Did you hear that? Did you? I wish it splattered on my face, but it didn't. It went the other way.
I would love a good Busch Light cream pie.
Oh yeah, Bush Light will make you fight.
Dude.
That's what they say. We were gonna buy boxing gloves today at the flea market and literally beat the living dog shit out of one another. I think that would have been cool.
That would have been a good episode.
Who needs UFC when you got redneck fighting? We would have got right out here in the fucking yard live before the sun went down. Beat the living dog shit out of one another. Only for y'all. I mean, I would have crushed a fucking Bush Light on my head like Stone Cold.
100%.
I mean, fuck it. You know, Stone Cold, living legend. I took a picture with John Cena today.
You know what?
I looked.
Let me show everybody the old Instagram story. If you're not following us on Instagram, fuck you.
Woo!
What? Yeah.
John Cena? Billy Currington.
I thought I seen it all. This young man's got the goddamn. He's got this 6-pack shell shot ready to go.
He got him loaded up.
Twisted tea right now. Take a peek at this, folks. Nipples out, not giving a fuck.
When you got your nipples out.
Are you ready for a new pod? Are you ready for a new fucking pod? Show us your tits. We're started.
A bunch of guys sent us their tits after seeing that. And I wasn't against it.
And honestly, I don't know what we were trying to accomplish by those stories, but we're just living life.
I don't think we ever know what we're trying to accomplish. And
Never.
somebody, you know, people ask me all the time, Cody, do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in spirits? Well, I believe in John Cena, and you can't see him. He's like Jesus. You can't see him.
His
You
time
can't
is now,
see
though.
him, but you know his fucking time is now.
You can't see him.
You know his time is now. Dude, I was going to say, I don't know if people are familiar with this story, but this shit's funny. Do you know who a food reviewer is? His name's J-Shock. He has, like, a disease, but, like, he's kind of like a dwarf. And then there's another guy beefing with him who's also... But this is his name. I'm not calling him that. You can look it up. He's, like... His name is Midget Mafia. And they have been beefing back and forth over who is, who is the Wizard of Oz.
Who is the Wizard of Oz?
He's the little gentleman that works behind the fucking
Who is
screen.
Willard Wonka?
Willard Wonka. I love Willard Wonka. He's the guy with the chocolate factory.
You know what I did?
What'd you do?
I saw the light, and I've actually been baptized
Mm-hmm.
by the fire in her touch and the...
Flame in her eyes?
I'm born to love again.
I was baptized by a Zen in my
brand new
mouth and
baby.
the flame in my own eye.
Oh, 100%. We were actually baptized in it was a mixture of
Of Yoo-hoo. Of Yoo-hoo.
of Yoo-hoo, but then it was half Bush Light. It tasted bad, but I mean, who cares?
But we were baptized in it, and that's all that matters.
That's really all that matters, because at the end of the day, when you look at me and Cody, you might think, are they brothers? Are they cousins? Is that his uncle? Is that my dad? No.
Maybe.
None of this is true. And today, by the way, we were in Marshall's. We're walking through the aisle. Doop, 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 doop. This motherfucker looks. He says, "Stop saying that. You're not my real dad."
And this young gal turned her
this
head
young
around.
white woman, she said, "What the fuck?"
She thought she seen a domestic dispute.
Dude, she thought
She
we were
turned
about
her
to
head
fist
around
fight.
so fucking fast.
She thought we were about to fuck her fist fight. She didn't know what was going on.
Last night, you should have seen it. We were sitting over here hanging out, and I pulled up this video of my boy Matt, and we were watching this old video we recorded
This was
years
like
ago.
fucking 14 years ago.
14 years ago, and he goes and bangs on this guy's door that
Boom, boom, boom.
this guy decorated for Halloween, like to the point people would come from counties, not crazy far away, but semi far away, to come see what he made. It was really cool.
Usually
in all
not in
honesty.
July, but yeah.
No. Well, it's like fucking July or June. The video's timestamped. And Matt got, a.k.a. Bicycle
What time
Boy.
in the morning was this?
It was 2 o'clock in the morning. He got threw out from, going over there because he said some obscene gestures and stuff like that to him. Matt goes and bangs on his door at 2 o'clock in the morning, and he carries a broom up there, and he says, "I'ma sweep it. I'ma sweep his porch. I'ma sweep it like Harriet McTubman." And he goes up there and he bangs and bangs. He goes, Jeff, I know you're home. Jeff, I know you're home.
Jeff, open the door.
And he said, that's a mighty nice coffin you got there, Jeff. And anyway, Jeff finally walks out and he goes, what the fuck? Can I help you? And Matt says, I'm here to sweep your porch. This motherfucker sweeps his porch.
No, he says, can I have some candy?
Can I have some candy?
You gonna give me my candy, Jeff?
He said, and then he's wearing a fucking Grim Reaper. Let me set the scene. He's wearing a fucking Grim Reaper cloak, and baby powder is covered
all over his face.
And Matt is biracial, right? So imagine this person you see with a Grim Reaper outfit on, and his face doused in fucking baby powder, walking up to your porch and is insisting on sweeping it. Carrying
or
bananas.
Getting Halloween candy.
And he wants his Halloween candy, and it's in fucking June.
And my favorite part of the video, actually, is you hear a guy in the background. He says, come on, Matt! And then this guy, Jeff, walks out. He says, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
And he says, Matt, I'm going to need you to get off my property. But honestly, with that disguise, I couldn't tell it was Matt.
No, he looked like the devil walking up the street with a... He looked like a cross of a crackhead because his face is baby powdered up. And I'm still blown away by just all the baby powder he managed to accumulate on his face. If you would have excuse me. If you'd have smacked him in his face, it would have looked like a fucking flower when a bee lands on it and pollen flies off.
I heard that he went in the bathroom and he said, I'm going to powder up, boys. And then he goes out.
I'm going to powder up. Covered. And anyway, long story short, Matt ends up leaving and he says, I'm going to sweep your porch. And he does insist. He sweeps it, which is a noble thing to do. And then he starts walking back down the street, and he reminds that guy. He says, I participated in Halloween today.
He did say that.
He let him know that, even though you're throwing me out, I'm dressed up like, a fucking crackhead with baby powder and a Grim Reaper outfit on. I did participate in Halloween today. And I think that's the moral of the whole story. You can always participate.
Did anything interesting happen to you this week?
It was hotter than Seven Hells.
Dude, it felt like Satan's nutsack outside.
It was so hot outside, I felt like I was gonna die. Dude,
when we were in the flea market, Cody said, God damn, we're in hell right now.
It was so hot.
Dude,
in that
it was
fucking
fucking miserable.
Did anything interesting happen to you?
Not that I can remember.
I know.
I can't, one of my kids ate a battery, so we were like in and out of the hospital all week, every day except Friday. Friday's the only day I worked all week, because Monday Mandy Lynn was sick, and then Tuesday I did go to work actually, and I had to, when I got off of work, I met them at the hospital for an ambulance ride, and so he got put on laxatives, and he shit out a marble. Okay, my kid is 2 years old. Like, he shits out a marble. Like, no, you really have to watch him. But my grandmother had him last Saturday. And she was like, yeah, I kept having to take marbles from him. He kept trying to eat them. And I was like,
well, kids
well, at least he didn't eat it. And then he fucking shits one out. Like 2 days ago. You know what? I have a picture of the marble that this kid fucking shat out.
Dude, kids will eat anything.
I'm gonna fucking show y'all right now.
A kid will eat anything.
This is a marble in Mandy Lynn's hand that my son shat out. Probably sounded like a fucking...
Sound like a BB flying out. But that's the thing about kids, man. They'll eat fucking anything. They do not care. No. A kid will eat a goddamn dinosaur bone.
Like my kid, you also got to watch him because I don't normally smoke cigarettes. If I'm drinking, I'll do it. Or if I'm hanging out with somebody that smokes cigarettes, I'll smoke a cigarette. But like my kid... Well, like, people come over to my house that smoke cigarettes, and they'll just flick them in the yard.
What disgusting people.
And he'll, like, pick them up. And if you're not watching him, you'd never know. Because, like, one day, he put a bunch in his pocket, and I never knew.
Saving them for later.
I was working on something on the front porch, and he was, like, out in the yard putting them in his pocket.
He's rifling up a stash.
We put him to bed. And we go in there, and he's taking them out of his pocket, trying to eat the motherfucker.
It's a snack bag. He was saving it for later.
And then, people are going to think I'm a shitty parent. But So my grandmother, he ate a marble apparently at my grandmother's house, and so he shit that out the other day. Still no battery. So I have no idea. It might have been a marble the whole time. I don't.
And
think
it was like a
but
button battery, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like one
like
of
a
the
watch
circular
battery.
ones that go in a watch. That's
Yeah,
the thing,
no
man.
fucking bueno.
A kid will kids will eat anything. They'd eat that goddamn can if you left them alone for 30 minutes.
Literally,
They don't care.
dude. See, my first son though, he wasn't. I didn't even. We put locks on the cabinet because we were first time parents, and he never even tried to open them. Literally, the only thing he ever did was fall down. Like he was, like fucking, like just going ape shit, like normal kid shit, running across the couch. And we had a glass coffee table, and he hit his bottom lip on the corner when he fell off the couch and bit through it. But I mean, he didn't have a concussion or nothing. It bled for a minute, and they can't stitch your lip up, so he never even had to go to the hospital for that. But Isaac's had a concussion. He fucking jumped up in the shower. Mandy Lynn was giving him a bath. Jumps up in the shower, fucking hits the ground. His feet whoop like a cartoon, and he fucking smacks the back of his head. He's already had a concussion. He apparently ate a marble, ate a battery. He like goes out in the front yard, fucking
Find shit to eat.
pick dandelions and just start eating them.
Maybe they taste good.
He started picking flowers and just eating them. And
He had to go one-on-one. I'm calling him out right now. One-on-one with Joey Chestnut.
But in all reality, he had to have an endoscopy, which, if you don't know, it's where they put you to sleep, stick a tube down your throat, and go in there with like, it has a camera attached, but it's like a little pincher, and it grabs shit. Our battery just died, and
It didn't die, did it? It's just low.
no, it died. And then
fuck.
they grab it and pull it out of your throat hole. And so they did that, and they couldn't find it because it had pushed into his intestines probably 10 minutes before they started the endoscopy. And we were in pre-op, though, and we were sitting in the room, and the nurse is over there typing on her computer, and randomly, like, out of nowhere, he fucking MMA kicks me, like, right beside my nutsack. And I'm like, what the fuck? and the nurse looks, and she's like, at least he didn't get you somewhere else. And I was like, yeah. And
At least you didn't kick your marbles.
we started telling her about, like, how he is and, like, what he does. And she's like, do you think he's going to be diagnosed with ADHD when he gets older? And me and Mandy Lynn looked at each other, and I was like, 100%. I said, at least he'll be good at football. I said, he's
He'll be out
probably,
there.
he's probably not going to be the model student, but he's tough as shit.
Hey, if you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough.
Dude,
Not calling him dumb, but eating a battery. Yeah.
It is absolutely insane how you can have two kids and they're like polar opposites.
Oh yeah.
They're like
One's
fucking
munching
nothing
batteries.
alike.
My other buddy, Jackson,
He's just fanboying the podcast.
he loves the pod. He
He'll
loves
fucking-
Cody from the 90s, and I'll tell you what he really
I knew my youngest son.
Back
Was,
so soon.
I knew my youngest son was crazy when he watched the fucking podcast on TV. I was like, what the hell? He sat there and listened through the whole thing before we posted it publicly.
He said, these two guys right here, they're stupider than hell, but I love listening to it.
It was
Maybe that inspired him to munch a battery.
It was
God damn, if I listened to this, I'd probably want to eat a battery by the time I'm done.
100%. 100%. I'd be fucking sprinkling arsenic on everything before I eat it.
Oh, yeah. Last little quick story. What was the story you told me about your friend when y'all were young and y'all were throwing that powder on one another and you thought it was concrete?
We go... The crazy thing is his dad always grew like... It was my buddy Peyton and Lane back when I lived in Kansas. Little town, Crestline, Kansas. We were like... Everybody was close. Like, there wasn't much... it was just a little town.
Community.
You could walk fucking to your neighbor down the street's house and it was maybe half a mile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But me, my buddy Peyton, and it was actually Jose. It was his cousin, Jose Santiago.
Jose
And,
Canseco?
Yeah, Jose Canseco. And we went outside and his dad, Peyton's dad always grew, or it was his stepdad, but he always grew like a badass garden. Like, biggest fucking garden you've ever
He's
seen.
growing maters the size of goddamn softballs.
And we go out back and we find this white powder and we're like, God damn, that's fucking concrete. And for some reason, we decide to throw this shit at each other. Okay,
You look like the kids on Sandlot.
and we looked like Matt when he went and knocked on that fucking door. It's like, Jeff, open the door, Jeff.
Y'all participated in Halloween that day.
Dude, we fucking throw this shit. We're out there for like, at least, when you're a kid, I mean, you just do dumb shit forever.
Yeah,
We're out there for 45 minutes, an hour. We come in the house, we're covered in white shit, and Peyton looks at his mama, Sue, and her name was Sue. I'll never forget it. He said, "Where'd that concrete come from?" And she looked at it, she said, "What the fuck are you talking about, concrete?" She said, "We don't have any concrete." And he said, "Dude, we just found like a pile of white powder out back." She said, "That's fucking lime poisoning for the garden." Dude, we had this shit like in our mouths, up our fucking nose. We were covered head to toe in this shit. All three of us, I'll never forget, we immediately stripped down in our underwear, and we all three fit in like a little ass, like one of them little square showers, and we're like sitting on the ground like fucking patients in a mental asylum, like rocking back.
All right, boys, balls to butt, hit the bathtub.
And then I remember another time, it was me, Peyton, and Lane. We were going to camp out. When you're a kid, that's a big deal because you always puss out. You get scared and end up going in the house and playing Wii. And
I'm going home to play fucking Wii bowling. I'm getting out of here.
We said, fuck that. We're sleeping on this trampoline tonight. And Lane we were friends, but like back then we were friends, but like fighting friends, I guess. I don't know what you'd call it.
Fighting or fucking?
Both. And he was running his mouth about something. I can't even remember, man. God damn, this was at least 15 years ago. He was talking, and I was like, Lane, bro, please shut the fuck up. And because we used to cuss like sailors. When you're a kid, you just think that shit's cool.
Yeah,
and we
it's
were
cool
cussing
to
like
cuss.
sailors. And he kept talking, and I pulled my dick out. And he was laying down on his back on this trampoline, and I pissed from like the top of his head all the way to his dick before he stood up. He had a stream of piss going all the way down. And he stood up and he said, and he punched me square in my shit. And I deserved it. I mean, I pissed all over him. He busted a blood vessel in my eye. And I looked at him and I was like, and I can't remember what I said, but I remember him jumping off the trampoline mad as fuck. He goes in the house. And me and Peyton walk in behind him. And, like, Peyton's, like, kind of laughing. And I'm just like, oh, my God, I'm finna get in trouble. His mom's finna beat my ass. And dude's mom was like, what the fuck is wrong with that kid? And Peyton said, Steven just pissed on him. He kept running his mouth.
He gave him a golden shower.
I remember Sue started laughing. And Peyton said, go in the shower. You fucking need one anyway. Dude, that's a core memory.
That was a piss memory.
That's a fucking...
I got one
I'll
more
never
piss
forget
memory.
that. Oh, God.
I didn't know if I was going to share this, and I'm going to redact the names from
I
it.
forgot about this piss memory.
So, one of my buddies growing up had a...
We got to call him something so they know.
Alright, well, we're going to call my buddy Scott, and we're going to call his little brother Terry.
Okay, Scott and Terry.
When I was a kid, alright, I used to have a real good friend named Scott. And his little brother Terry, I love him to death. He's like a little brother to me. He's not little anymore, he's a big dude. And anyway, you know how when you're young,
You do evil shit.
You do evil shit and you think it's funny, or you let evil shit happen and
like
you
me
don't.
pissing all over it.
Yeah, and you don't stop it. Whereas like an adult, you'd be like, okay, like, dude, that's too much.
Yeah.
Well, Scott's little brother was being a dick like the whole day to Scott. So Terry, the little brother, he's at home and we somehow got a pizza, a Little Caesars pizza. Well, Scott and this other guy I know that's close to me, I'm not going to say who it was.
What are we calling him? Let's call him Mateo.
Mateo, but it's not Matt.
No,
It's not Matt. It's not who we was talking about earlier. Let's call him Chandra.
Chandra, that's a wonderful
So
name for a young man.
Chandra and Scott go behind this building one by one like they're going to a glory hole. And they go and they piss on this pizza. Like, I mean, slices of it. They just straight urinate all over it. Well, after a little bit of time, they take the pizza down there to Terry, the little brother. And he says, hey, we ordered a pizza and we didn't want it. You want some of it? he gives him this pizza and he says, because you know pepperonis kind of make a cup. Mm-hmm. These cups of pepperonis are just doused in piss. And he gives it to him and he looks at it. And he should have known it was suspect that they was bringing him a whole pizza, basically. And he says, it looks pretty greasy. Anyway, long story short, this story's got you wanting to piss. Anyway, he eats the pizza, which is, fucking just evil. And I, in a way, am guilty because I should have stopped it. Though I didn't piss on it, I was there, which makes me guilty by association of what was going on. Well, years go down the road, and I tell him, I said, I got to come out and just confess something to you. You know that pizza you ate a long time ago? And somehow he remembered it. And he said, yeah. And I said, I got to be honest with you, man. I feel terrible about this. They pissed on that pizza and you ate it. And his response to it was, the crazy thing about it is I didn't even taste nothing. So he said, basically he couldn't even taste the difference. And I was like, dude, I really apologize. And he was like, it's okay, man. Well, we're kids. We do crazy things. And he's like fucking 11 telling me this like a grown man. He said, that's wild. I couldn't even taste the difference. So basically, long story short, don't do evil stuff to people. Because one day somebody might piss on your pizza.
I actually have one more piss story, and I don't know that I've ever even told you.
Fire it off.
Since we're on the subject, I feel like I have more than one, but this is the one that always comes to my mind.
We'll do a whole piss pod one day.
I pissed on Wayne, but this is my number 2 piss story. We're at, he's a legend, so I'm going to name him. His name's Danny Johnson.
Oh, wow.
He used to have this, telephone pole that leaned at an angle that you could, when you were a kid, you just thought you were the shit, so you'd try to run up.
Yeah, you thought you could knock it down or climb up it like Tarzan.
Halfway up and jump off and be like, God damn. And at the time, my father, we'll just call him Steven, because that's my name.
Yeah, Steven.
And then he had a girlfriend at the time. Her name was, we'll call her Jody.
Perfect name.
And she was, they were together forever, and I looked at this girl.
That's her real name. That's what he just said to me. Go ahead.
And then this young, she had a daughter, and her name was, we'll call her
Bree.
We'll call her Randy.
We'll call her Bree.
We'll call her Bree.
Olsen.
We'll call her Bree Olsen. And she was like a year or two older than me, maybe 3 years older than me, but I was a kid, real little. I was probably 6, 7 years old, and this is actually the first time I ever got my ass whooped.
Mm.
And
you knew you fucked up.
I was standing right beside this telephone pole, and me and Brandy were playing. Me and Bree Olsen.
Bree Olsen were playing.
Me and Bree Olsen were playing, and she was probably 2 foot away from me, and I was like, "Turn your head, I gotta pee." And I start pissing beside this telephone pole, and it's like you in the movies when you see the light bulb go ding.
Yeah.
I turned around and I pissed all over. This girl's back was covered in piss. Bree Olsen was covered in piss. And dude, I'm telling you, I started at her shoulders and did up and down motions with my little towel.
You painted piss.
I had a turtle head dick at the time. I was a fucking little kid, 6 years old, 7 years old. And I remember my grandma, I get done pissing, and Brandy, God damn it,
Bree Olsen.
Bree Olsen starts pouring tears out of her eyes. And I'm just standing there what the fuck is she crying for? I didn't just piss all over this little girl. And she goes and she's crying, and my grandma's like, why are you crying? What's wrong? What's wrong? She says, Stephen peed on me. He peed on me. And my grandmother looks at me.
I thought she was stung by a jellyfish.
My grandmother looks at me and she's like, I have to whoop your ass. And she's more upset than me.
I have to
and
whoop
she's
your ass.
I'm so sorry, but I have to do it.
I don't want to do this, but here it comes.
She takes me in the house, bends me over Danny's bed. She lets me keep my shorts on, which was cool.
That was her forgiveness.
Cody, and I swear to God, she hits me like the softest hit you've ever. And I'm laughing, and she's crying. My grandma's crying. She always made my granddad whoop my ass. She never whooped my ass, never in her life, and she was like crying.
She didn't even look when she was spanking you.
No, and I was like laughing, like audibly laughing, and then I was like, what the hell's going on? And then eventually I just start fake crying, so she'll quit, and I'm just like, I go back outside, start climbing trees, doing normal kid shit.
Yippee!
You know, you think after that I would have learned my lesson about pissing on people,
But no, you just pissed on everybody, apparently.
5 years later,
Apparently
I'm pissing all over Lane's back.
Apparently you had a strong bladder. Oh, or a weak bladder, I meant.
Dude, I wish I could find the video. We used to have bunk beds, and
What'd you do, piss off the top one on them?
I don't think I might have, but I don't remember if I did. I'm used to pissing shit everywhere when I was a kid.
Like a fucking dog. You got a puppy pad shitting on it.
I used to I remember
Your grandma bags it up. Well, hey, shit again. A fucking grown man fucking shit sitting on a puppy pad. She slings it in the trash can.
You remember when like in the movies you always see somebody putting dog shit in a paper bag
And set it on fire.
on.
Like on Billy Madison.
We had a trash can sitting beside our bathroom, our toilet where we live now, where I still live, and I shit in that trash can and tied it back. This is a plastic bag. This isn't a paper bag, and I stuff it with toilet paper so it'll light on fire. And I walk across the street, and you know my neighborhood, everybody knows it's me.
Yeah, who else would be doing it?
I walk across the street and I light this fucking bag of shit on fire. I light the piece of toilet paper.
and he gulps.
And I ring the doorbell twice. And I just run to the front of their house and hide around the corner. And their fucking dad wasn't home. It was 2 kids. And their name was, we'll just call them Caden and Tristan. And I remember Caden, the older one, walks outside. And he looks down and there's a bag on fire. And he looks down and he looks back up and sees me peeking around the house and he shuts the door. And I had to stomp my old shit out in my old fucking shit.
They flexed on you. They made you clean it up.
Dude, that was the worst thing.
You go home with shit stuck all over your fucking heelys.
I left the bag.
You're tracking shit all around the house.
I put the fire out and left the bag of shit there. His dad comes home and he's, what the fuck is it? You could hear him across the streets. What the fuck is this? And no bullshit, if you go to my grandmother's house to this day, she has a welcome mat. And it's because that guy was so goddamn mad, he came over and threw it down in the fucking cul-de-sac. We washed it off with the water hose and kept it. I swear to God.
And that's the same one you put this shit
it's
on?
at my grandma's house. I swear to God, it says welcome. It's a black mat.
And what if it just had a hole burn in it from where you set it on? You're out there with a grill lighter like a chemist, burning a big-ass fucking Aldi bag of shit.
Dude, that was probably some of the most fucked up shit I ever did as a child.
The funniest part is you had to stomp it out. You had to pay for your own shit.
One time, my little cousins had, we're just going to call them Tyler, Caleb, and Caden.
Yeah, that's their real names.
It's their real names, I can't think of nothing. But they had an obsession with, fucking just doing, I was never, a person that would steal shit.
Yeah.
I would fuck with people to the point where it was funny-ish, but I would never break into a house. Them motherfuckers, their dad was gone for work and nobody was over there, and they just
broke in and shit in somebody's toilet and left.
They opened the door and they were like, "It's not locked. It's not breaking and entering." And I said, "I'm pretty sure we'll still get in trouble."
That's still B&E.
And they begged me to come, and I was like, "Okay." And I go in their house, and I don't know what the fuck they did.
This is all a fantastical made-up story, so...
This is not made up. We go in their house, and no bullshit, just like you said, I shit in the man's toilet, wipe my ass, and but I flushed the toilet, I was a gentleman, and I get done shitting, and I see, my little cousin, they're, fucking darting down the hall, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm behind all of them, it's...
B&S breaking and shit.
In order, it's me. I just got done taking a shit, freshly wiped ass. I'm in the back of them, and then it's Tyler. It goes by age. It's me in the back, Tyler in
Y'all
front
are
of me.
the Verizon logo.
And then it's Caleb in front of him and Caden in front of him. And I swear to God I didn't know this, because I've honestly never stole anything in my whole life. Caden has a piggy bank. Like, he took from the youngest kid's room. His name was Tristan. And he's running down the driveway. And he gets like 2 foot into the driveway and trips. He drops his fucking thing and change goes everywhere in the driveway.
It looks like a goddamn vending machine blew up.
We all keep going. And I'm like, Caden, what the fuck did you do? And he used to have like that's my little cousin with Asperger's. And he was like wild as fuck when we were kids. He used to walk in with his dick out and all sorts of shit. And he was like, I just needed some money, man. And I was like, for fucking what? I was like, you've never needed to buy anything. He was like 6 years old, and he was like fucking.
He said I needed money like he was a struggling single dad. I just need some cash, brother.
Dude, I'll never forget all the change in the driveway. Dude, it sounded like, oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Dude, I'll never forget that. I don't know if they ever got caught for that. I know they got in trouble for going in that house. Because I walked across the street and I told their dad straight up, I was like, I promise to God I did not take anything from you.
I just shit in your
I told
toilet.
him, I said I did use the bathroom, but I flushed. And that was like the end of it. And dude, that I don't know what it is about that, but that shit always stuck in my mind.
Their front yard, like where he falls at, looks like those fucking Chinese food fucking... The things they got in there, the fountains, the wishing bowl, where they're just throwing change into it. There's a fucking bunch of state court. Holy shit, there's a Utah and Arizona.
It was crazy because his driveway goes straight like this, and then it has like this big
Is that what
hill.
he fell in the hole?
We felt like as soon as he got down the steps, I think he tripped
He
over
had
the
performance
I
anxiety.
think he tripped over the shit mat before it was the shit mat. And it changes. Boom!
He dropped all his shit. Literally. You went in there, you took... Hey, at least
I
you...
did take a shit, and I was honest with him. I was like, I promise, I would never steal anything. I was like,
Did he look at you like you were fucking insane?
No, he looked at me and he was like, yeah, he was like, you're fine. I mean, and I was like,
If you got a shit, just knock on the door.
dude, stealing a piggy bank and dropping it in someone's fucking driveway.
He was probably trying to buy ice cream and snacks with it.
We
gonna hit the ice cream truck every day. No, you ain't. You gonna hit a rock and drop all of it.
We all used to have airsoft guns and like them little like plastic BB pistols. We used to just have airsoft wars. Like we just shoot each other.
Y'all had Nom in the back.
His cousin always hated the one with Asperger's. He always hated that shit. Like if you'd point one at him, stop, and he'd
Don't pull the trigger.
And we were standing in the driveway one day, and the neighbor kids. We were in his driveway, and he just got like a brand new. It's like a fucking M60. It looked like it was a military gun.
Type of shit he got shot if he was walking down the road with.
He looked at me. He was like, "Dude, look at this new airsoft gun I got." I was like, "That thing's badass. Can I shoot it?" And I locked it. I cocked this bitch back, and I upped it, and I shot my little cousin with Asperger's. And he said, "Ah!" And he starts shitting a brick in their driveway.
That's what you get for stealing quarters, bitch.
He set the woods on fire.
He sounds like that fucking cousin
He's like
that
8
you
years
go to
old.
his house and fucking he ruins
Me
your
and
life.
me and another one of my family members, because I was like 13 at the time, 14. I used to smoke weed back in the day, and he fucking would take a pencil and wrap tinfoil up and make like a homemade little pipe to smoke weed out of.
What kind of crackhead shit is that? He didn't even have enough respect to smoke out of a pop can.
I did smoke out of pop cans, and he was like, "Take this in the woods, go hit it." And he was like, "Don't let my kids see it." I was like, "Okay."
You got that eraser. Oh, shit.
I hit that shit like, he'd take the
You're
pencil
smoking
out.
pencil
He just
lead.
did it to make the tube. And then he said, "Go in the woods and hit this shit a couple times and bring it back." And I said, "Okay." I go in the woods. I hit that shit like 4 or 5 times. And I come out and I was like, I was young as hell, so I was like all red-eyed. And I was fucking half cross-eyed. I go in the house and just like, "You want this back?"
You want your fucking pencil tube back?
I remember one time my little sister
Smells
was
like
over,
berries.
and she had real strict, like she was raised by her great-grandparents. They were super strict. And she was like, "Can I hit that?" And I was like, "Don't tell nobody." And I was I was hot as shit, red-eyed. I was like, "Don't tell nobody." And she fucking...
Don't tell no.
I think she pussied out just because of how her parents were. But dude, that
She'd
shit
have got
was
her ass
crazy.
slapped.
Probably.
She'd got her cheeks clapped, but not in
Really?
that way. She'd have got her booty busted.
Yeah.
She'd have been in trouble. She'd have been on what they used to call punishment.
Yeah. No shit.
I can't come outside today, guys. I know you're having a fucking football game out there. Can't come out. I'm on punishment.
Well, I guess we just turned a 20-minute episode into almost 2 fucking
But
hours.
what a story.
Oh,
You know?
no, we've had...
We've
had a life.
We talked about piss.
This is crazy.
Pissy pizza. Shitting in some random man's house and running. Lighting shit on fire. A fucking waterhead man killing his whole family. I think we've discussed enough shit right here that if you didn't get nothing out of this episode, go fuck yourself.
Literally, go fuck yourself. There's nothing better we could have done today other than talk about us. You know, life stories, shit we've done, shit we've been through.
And again, and it kind of happened in the last episode. We're still working on the how things are. Our camera that we have, we got to figure out a system because it keeps cutting off. And
It only did it once this last time.
Yeah.
It's because we had this light behind it.
Yeah.
And it cut off like 2 or 3 times on it.
Because the whole point here, so I'm going to say this, so we're a new podcast, and you have to have 50 followers on YouTube to go live. You have to have followers on different accounts and shit to go live. Our whole goal here is to go live so you guys can comment as we go and laugh at the stories and, put your 2 cents in and tell us your piss stories.
Tell us your piss story.
But we can't do that until you guys bump us up. And we got 20-something right now. Just
26, I think.
Yeah.
Or 22.
All we need
remember.
is 50 and we'll be live. And if you enjoy listening to it, just fucking go on there and fucking do it. We're not begging, but if you like listening to it, the stories will get better. There's so many funny stories that we have that we tell off the podcast that we have. I mean, I have a story about the same kid that I was just talking about putting baby powder on his dick and going in the room, slapping his dick with baby powder and pissing all over the carpet for no reason. But I can't display that story to you until you go subscribe, guys, because we have to be, on live. If you want to see Steven's fucking beer apron.
With my tits out?
Yeah. You have to get us on live. We're not asking for a lot.
We're just asking for a little.
We're asking for a little. And for 2
and they say you want a lot, can't have everything.
No.
And we don't want everything.
Life sometimes is a piggy bank in the dirt, and sometimes it's a bag on fire with shit inside of it that you have to put out.
With your own fucking
foot.
feet.
And your brand new Heelys that you track shit all around Costco with. That's just the way it goes. We got so many fucking stories. These are just these are the tip.
This is the tip of the iceberg.
We haven't even hit the shaft yet. Imagine when we get to the balls.
I haven't even talked about the majority of my family doing wild shit out here.
And I haven't told half of the fucking deep stories I got, the funny stories that we would like to give to y'all. But just...
I ain't even told the bunk bed story.
No. I mean, we got a lot. Just... all you gotta do is subscribe. Let us go live. Make it happen. Y'all make everybody else go live. Some fucking stupid bitch dances with her fucking face all goofy looking on fucking TikTok. Y'all run that bitch up. What the fuck? I'd rather hear a story about a kid fucking putting baby powder on his penis and smacking it and pissing on the floor. Way more interesting to me. But that's just me. But we also are going to cover a lot more topics, as we told y'all before. Again, we like to tell the stories and then have a little bit of fun with it. If you want to watch something serious, go watch Hallmark. The Hallmark channel. Go watch Lifetime. Life's too short to be all serious all the time.
We could get drafted into World War III tomorrow.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
And obviously...
I could wake up with an erection that lasts more than 4 hours
Yeah.
and just die.
And then, yeah. And that's scary to think about. He ate 4 Blue Chews for no reason. He eats them. He's addicted to them. I think he's a drug addict.
I'm also addicted to finessing.
Yeah. I've heard that.
And it's me and Cody live a crazy life, really.
Yeah.
We go to work 5 days a week, come
Yeah.
home, do a fucking podcast once a week for y'all. We had to cancel our episode Thursday, but we got back with you on a
because
Saturday.
things were going on.
Yeah, and I mean,
You know what I do when I come home from work?
sometimes-
Are you familiar with Houdini? I put myself in a fucking box and see if I can get out. If I ain't on the next podcast, I'm stuck in that box. Just come get me out.
And
That's all you gotta do.
That's what
Like
you gotta
Roddy
do.
Rich said, you know, the box.
Dude, we haven't even heard underwear hole stories yet.
No.
You need to subscribe.
Which we would love to give that shit to y'all. We would love to spread your cheeks wide and bust all into these stories.
Bust. And I'm talking not a little bust. I want a big
And
bust.
if we were live, guys, the camera is not going to cut off. It's only overheating. And
I'm thinking about charging this camera for about 10 minutes and us going to Circle K wearing my beer apron just like I am
and
now.
showing it off
I just really want
the-
people to see like what
to
I'm
the
on.
tortoise.
I'm-
I didn't say tortoise. I said tortoise.
And I might even go buy a fucking all-American beef hot dog.
Yeah, a big fat glizzy with grease sliding off of it. It's not piss.
We might fucking... Dude, we might fucking climb on top of the gas pumps and steal the fucking big-ass pole.
We would love to show y'all the scorpion.
We would love it, but if you don't love us, we
No.
can't love you.
Yeah, if
You
you
know, I don't
don't...
believe in one-sided love, one-sided affection. It's gross.
Unrequited love. If you don't...
We're obviously making you laugh and make you come.
If you don't...
But what are you doing
If
for
you
us?
guys don't open up your cheeks and let us slide in, how can we come into your life? And that's the way I look at it. But this was a great episode. God rest the Lawson family. That was really terrible. No
100%,
jokes aside.
yes.
You know, that was awful. But I can't wait to see the next one we do. I know that you're fucking stoked about it.
Oh, I'm fucking excited. Crazily horny.
I think an alien just landed in my backyard. It looks like he's offering me a blunt.
He's holding up a sign that said, "My name is Dennis. Please come outside."
I'm good on that. I'll be out there in a minute. I think it just showed me his tits, but I ain't worried
I
about it
don't
right
know.
now. There's a podcast in here.
What do you mean you got one for us?
I can't stand that fucking... He lands his saucer in my backyard.
All
He
the
shows
time.
me shit I don't want to see.
Yeah, which is, you know, it could be we could get him for harassment, but then,
Yeah. He's very offensive
oh yeah,
with a lot of the stuff he does. But anyway, guys, it was fantastic. May I say great. We can't wait to see you on the next one. Like I said, guys, please go subscribe, run it up so we can go live. Steven, he might put a bag of shit on your porch and set it on fire and stomp it out in a pair of Heelys. But that's for the next time. But anyway, as far as the Lawson murders, clocked out conversations, we're saluting. We salute you guys. Have a fantastic fucking week. Don't shit your pants. Don't shit on nobody's porch. Don't break into nobody's house and take a shit. Don't drop a piggy bank. All that fantastic stuff. Go give your mom a hug. Go tell your daddy's handsome. And I'm out.
riding trends. Peace.
Riding trends and making friends. See ya!
And the thought of you watching me gets me so wet.
Welcome the fuck back. Woo!
Oh my god!
Twisted Teas. We got fucking something crazy today, boys. Are you fucking ready? Are you fucking ready? Are you fucking ready?
Hold on, I gotta cut the light on.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What's his name?
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison has entered the chat. We're about to slam about 14 more beers and get this fucking podcast started. Fuck you. See you later.
Steven's gonna get stung on his dick by that scorpion.
I'm pulling it out and slamming it in there.
At 2,000 subscribers, Steven's prepared to pull out his phallus and get stung right on his man meat by a goddamn scorpion. We're excited for it, bud.
Peace.